As an AMG fan, today is going to be mega. Heading with my GT Black Series to the ice to go and drive a legendary AMG. Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me here at the Motor World in Böblingen, outside of Stuttgart. I have been here many times, having driven over with the GT Black Series from the Schmuseum to get here ahead of a very, very big adventure. However, a few things today. Firstly, something to show you with this car. Secondly, something to show you inside Motor World. Thirdly, we have a drive down to the frozen lake in St. Moritz, Switzerland, ready for the ice, ready for a lot of action, a lot of fun, and an afternoon driving something that I'm quite excited about. I talk about it often. The AMG GT Black Series is my go-to epic adventure car. This thing has been with me out to the Middle East, driven it in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. It's been over to the United States, all the way around the entire country. It's even done a few European adventures, including a trip to Romania to drive Top Gear's greatest driving road in the world, the famous Transfagarasan Highway, with some random bears that we found along the way. It's been clocking up the miles, but this time we're doing something new. We're on a snow tour. We are taking this today to the Alps to go drive this absolute legend at the other end. We're then going to be continuing down to Italy before reversing all the way back up through Europe to Scandinavia with some mega things coming up ahead. This is going to be an absolutely epic Where's Shmee snow tour adventure. I am going to say though, it would probably be more effective to take one of these. There are two Lamborghini Uruses here, one behind, four more down there, four over on that side. One of them is yellow, the others are all black or grey. Big fan of yellow, especially when you get this down to the snow. This colour, Solar Beam, is going to look good in the snow. It doesn't look so good here. It's drizzling, it's grey, it's a little bit miserable, but today we've got about 4 or 5 hours on the road ahead of us to get to St. Moritz. It's a great car for the purpose, but before that, there is something inside here which ties into what we're doing today that I'd like to come and show you. Come on in then, because there are always some pretty spectacular treats to come and see here. In the storage boxes up top, there's a Gallardo and a McLaren. Down below, Ford GT40, and that actually says that's original, which is pretty mega. Opposite, take a look at this stuff. We recently did a service on my BMW 1M with Liqui-Moly, and that's the kind of thing that I love at the Schmuseum. That's really, really nice. We've got the dealers here, like Maserati with an army of MC20s, behind more storage boxes with VW campers, a couple of Ferraris up top, 509 and a 430 Spider. But come on through, because there's something I really want to show you here. Something that connects to what we're doing today as we go past a random Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Roadster. I have fond memories of driving 300 SLs. And outside, nice view of my car, just lurking there beyond the yellow MC20. But come this way, towards where you have the Bentley dealership, you have the Lamborghini dealership, you've got all sorts of weird and wonderful things, including a jet up top as well. Because the car in question we have come to see is lurking right here, a car that connects to exactly what we're doing today, the AMG GT RS. Now, Team Masters of Speed actually commissioned 5 of these. It is a tribute to what we're heading to see, the Rotor-Sau, the famous 1971 car, the 300 SEL 6.8, the car that AMG raced at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and it surprised everybody. They made this on the AMG GT platform with the tribute livery, with the rally lights at the front, because the guys who own these have all driven them. And in fact, I've been on the road with this car before. It took part in the London to Tokyo Gumball 3000 back in 2018 when we kicked off in London and drove or flew the cars over to Japan to finish off the second half of the rally. And this car has been on so many different rallies and events over the years. It's been to all sorts of things, Mille Miglia Tribute and tons more, but very much links to what we're about to go and see, to the car that really changed everything for AMG, the car that really put them on the map and made everything that comes through today to the GT Black Series even all come together. I've squeezed around because there is a personal touch that I need to show you on this exact car. It is a bit dirty because clearly it gets driven, and they gave it this totally new badging. GTRS for Rotor-Sau, 840 for the power upgrade with new turbos, and this is numbered number 10 of 5. I'm not entirely sure what that is all about, but it's a creation from Team Masters of Speed, the guys who are now behind the Bussink Speed Legends that you're no doubt familiar with. But given this took part in Gumball back 6 years ago, Look what we've got here. The Shmee 150 team sticker from that year, London to Tokyo 2018. That's stayed on the car ever since, along with a whole host of the other teams and things from the different rallies that the car has taken part in. And even back here, that's the Mille Miglia tribute sticker. You've got the Gumball stickers everywhere, the Drive for Good charity stickers and everything they've done with it, and the full Rotozao livery that is worn on it as well. As I'm heading back over, Lamborghini here know how to impress. The trio of STOs, the red with the gold accents, is that Verde Turbina? It must be. And then the grey with the white. And as I mentioned, that sea of Lamborghini Urus is everywhere, and a Storato just here too. But we're heading back to this. When it comes to this car, remember it's now done over 25,000 miles. It must be one of, if not the highest mileage customer one of these in the entire world. But in that time, it's driven in hot places, cold places, tons of track days, been shipped around the world multiple times, and it's done a lot. And I don't have any wood to touch, so I'll touch carbon fibre. Up to this point, nothing has gone wrong with it other than a few cracked windshields and a whole load of tyres. But what I particularly like is that not only was the GT Black Series a Nürburgring lap record holder at one point, you can take that much luggage with you. A couple of trolley bags, squeeze in a load of soft bags as well. We've got the cage, but there's also space the other side of the cage to squeeze even more in, and there are things wedged down the sides as well. And yeah, that's pretty practical for a supercar of this performance. I don't think anything else could match it. And we've got all of our stickers from the places that it's been, which I think I haven't shown you for a short while, but Nürburgring, Transfagorashan, visiting with some Diesel, Chris Fix, Circuit of the Americas, track day at Yas Marina, tons more. I can't name all of them, but lots and lots of different places that this car has been. And now it's time to take it to St. Moritz and then continue our journey. Let's hop in, get out of the rain, and get on this drive. I've just set the nav, and it's a little bit later than we would like it to be. That is going to be a squeeze. For my slot later on, we're heading past a whole army of Bentleys out here as well. It's always good fun just to see what is around. Plus, I know over on this side, I want to show you one car that looks absolutely lovely. If we are going to get there in a second, the X1 is crawling around. That Huracan on the right there, that he is just obscured from our view, looks very, very nice. I mean, look at that thing. Interesting color. I wouldn't normally go for like a satin gold, but it somehow works. Anyways, let's hit the road. Let's get out of here. Lamborghini Uruses are plenty. Oh, it's all sorts of chaos right now. There's a lot of construction going on around here in front of us, but all of the factories and industrial stuff around us here is basically Sindelfingen, which is the home of Mercedes. Mercedes-Benz, at least, where a lot of the cars are built, not the AMG engines, which are separately over in Affalterbach, but that is certainly where I think this car would have been built there. The AMG GT line is there. This person just made my life really difficult to pull out. Anyway, yeah, miserable day here. Let's just hope it's going to be a little bit nicer when we get to the lake in Switzerland a bit later on. Farewell to the yellow Supra. Tell you what, it does look good in yellow, gotta say. It looks nice in that colour. Now, this is a good thing and a bad thing. That's the sign in front of us for the de-restricted German Autobahn. The bad thing is that it is slightly wet, and obviously we're on winter tyres. And you have to remember with winter tyres that you have a lower top speed rating. So these are rated to only 270 kilometers an hour. Not exactly slow, it's about 170 miles an hour. So I think we're going to be just fine, we're going to be okay. But obviously this is a car that can drive extraordinarily quickly and has done many times in the past. In fact, I think on multiple occasions it's been to its VMAX, its top speed, which is literally on the limiter at 205 miles an hour, so around 330 kilometers an hour. It is a fast car, and because of being an aero car with splitter and big wing, it means you're absolutely glued to the tarmac. So it sits down, it hunches down, and it's just good to go. The funny thing is here, obviously, you follow traffic that's going 125 miles an hour. It always takes some getting used to coming to Germany, every time. Just a little, get your mind in gear, figure out what's going on. Traffic and lane discipline is phenomenal, especially compared to places like the US, where it's not necessarily mandated everywhere to have to stay right here. But people in Germany, especially Germans who have grown up here, do tend to get it right and do tend to stay to the right. Oh, that's a Grenadier. Starting to see more Ineos Grenadiers around. You don't really notice them at first, they just look like Defenders from a distance until you get close to them. Anyway, it's pretty busy here, so yeah, we'll cruise on. Hopefully the weather improves. We're about to arrive at the last rest stop
in Germany before the Austrian border, and it has been like this the entire way. So it's not been a great Autobahn adventure. I'll have to wait until later in the tour to have some more fun with that. But you need to remember to buy the vignette, which you then have to stick on the windscreen for both Austria and Switzerland. And if you drive past here and you forget it, they probably have people literally waiting at the border to pull you out and give you a fine. So we don't want that today. So we'll pull in, get those. The thing with this car, which I'm temporarily unfamiliar with, is that when you've been driving the Dark Horse, which has next to nothing by way of a fuel tank, you just get used to stopping to fill up all the time, whereas this can do 300 miles or so between stops, best part of 500 kilometers, which is much better. Anyway, it looks like there's some sunshine up ahead. Looks like. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I would love to get to the Rothersau with the sun out on it. That would make this a whole lot better. Let's hope. Oh look, 1 kilometer to the border. The Austrian border is ahead of us, which will be a much slower drive, because in Austria, you take it easy. Look what's here. Nice. Vintage blue old G-Wagon with a ladder. What a beast, what a machine. Right, we will join the queue and get a fill up while we're here, maybe? Feels like this might be slow. So the Austrian one is now digital, but you do still need the Swiss one. So we have that in, and we've got a full tank, and let's keep cracking on. Let's go. Only a couple of minutes in Austria, and just up here is the border to Switzerland. Yeah, it's literally a funny cut through, but you can't film borders, so camera down, and let's get to the other side. We're starting to see some snow. Not too far until we're deep into the mountains. You've got to give it to Switzerland. The scenery here is stunning. Striking views as we head up the Ulia Pass, the mountain roads, and enjoy the tarmac. Now, in Switzerland, you've got to drive gently. You can't play with the speed limit here. It's not like being in the United States, where the speed limit is kind of advisory rather than actually the number you need to stick to. But here, the tarmac is perfect. It's like a Formula One circuit with spaghetti going up the mountainside, which is just the place where you want to drop the gears, and in an 850 horsepower car like this, absolutely boot it, but you have to keep it a little bit more sensible. A little bit within reason. Anyway, I'm just looking at this, the way it snakes along the road up in front of me. It is perfect to enjoy and just cruise and just have a leisurely drive up the mountains, ears popping, car exhaust popping as well. Look at this, the way it twists backwards and forwards. But I tell you what, with winter tyres on, as we just had there, it's very interesting how traction control has to intervene a whole lot more, because it just doesn't have the grip that you have with Cup 2s or even the Cup 2Rs that the car comes supplied on. This is cool. Yeah, traction control is just constantly on right now. Every corner, even that wakes it up. You need to put it into dynamic sport to have a little bit more fun. And then you get the tunnels. Pops and bangs. A little bit funny. Enjoy it. It's what the car's for. We're in the middle of nowhere, enjoying the road, enjoying the view. And look at this, and the sun is poking through as well. What more could we ask for heading to the ice? This is really, really nice right now. Through the trees, tarmac going up like this, towards St. Moritz. What a day, what a place. You can actually hear the TC. You can hear the way it's making the car through a corner like that. Completely hold back. When does it come on? Okay, we didn't that corner. Yeah, there we go, we did, obviously. Interesting. At some point we need to test this a little bit more. This is one of the coolest bits of tarmac, I'm going to say, in this area. The way this just snakes backwards and forwards, hairpin after hairpin, going up the hill. You get loads of trucks and things, so you've got to watch out for what's going on around here. But it's really, really quite spectacular, the way this looks. And then as we go around this hairpin, the view that opens up down the valley as well, out towards the left-hand side, just spectacular. Got to love driving here in a car like this. It feels so at home. I need to loosen up traction control, because this is actually getting kind of annoying, to be totally honest, although I have no idea if that's going to be a bad idea. Nah, we're good. Pop and bang. What a place! I think when we come around here, that's basically the top of the pass. And in fact, this car park on the left side here is where we were with the SF90 after the ice last year. Oh no, we're not quite at the top. It continues, it goes on and on up ahead of us. This is awesome. This place is so cool. Now we've gone over the top. Downhill to St. Moritz, not too far to go. You can tell there's a car event in town because there are car transporters and trailers all around. We've been following one that's just turning in here. I'm not sure if you can see a few cars ahead. But lots of people doing drop-offs of invariably incredibly special cars. And we're heading to a lineup right now to kick all of this off, which is going to be really exciting. We're about 1 kilometre away now, but it's cool to be arriving back here, ready for what we've got in store. I'm not sure what it is, but something that looks expensive was up ahead of us at the front of this queue. Where exactly are we going? We're going to go into a courtyard just here at the hotel where Mercedes have a bit of a lineup and where we're going to leave this for the moment while we go down towards the actual lake. There we go, very cool. S-Classes, SLs, and the W126 with skis on the roof, which is just perfect. So we are going to pull this in next to here, I believe. Hello. Hello. And then see where we go from there.
Inside the lobby of the hotel, take a look at this. The Mercedes-Benz Classic presentation of a 300 SL Roadster. I actually saw this car a year ago, but that interior, cream with the red painted dash to match the exterior, wearing the skis, throwback to the late 50s, early 60s. One of my favorite cars in the entire world when it comes to classics. This thing is stunning. On display here. Absolutely beautiful. Right, we need to go and head onwards. We're here on the lake. The Mercedes cars are running around, the SL is there, and we are here with the Rotor Sau. Michael from Mercedes-Benz Classic,
Hi.
How are you?
Glad to see you again. Like, all good, all good.
Absolutely.
Glad to hear.
We've done many things, adventures, drives, Mille Miglia, all sorts of stuff.
Busy 5 years so far.
Yeah, a lot going on. This is a special car.
It's a special car, right? It's kind of like the birthplace of AMG, if you want to call it like that.
It was it the first big racing success?
It was the first big thing where AMG gained kind of like, you know, public appearance or so.
Yeah.
They built it for the racing series in 1971, and it was driven by Schick and Hans. And what surprised most of the people is it's obviously a full-size S-Class, like a race car with basically the full interior, which is kind of hilarious. And everybody was like, will this car perform? Nah, probably not. But to be honest, it was second place overall in Spa and like the first place in like its class, and that put AMG on the map back then. So that's why this car is kind of the birthmark of AMG, if you want to call it like that. The original drivetrain was the 6.3 liter V8 with a 3-speed automatic. And the guys from AMG back then took it and like bored it out to 6.8 liter, and it had like 430 horsepower on the track. And sadly, the original race car got lost over the years. So AMG a couple years ago built like 2 replica cars for like communication purpose. But both have the series, the stock drivetrain in it. So this car at the moment 6.3, 250 horsepower, but the 5-speed manual tranny.
Okay. And I'm going to be allowed to go and drive this?
Yeah, no, you're not only going to drive it, you drive it on a frozen lake. So
which is cool.
Which is cool, yeah.
Ridiculously cool. To think that this, or the exact kind of sister of this, let's say, came second. It was second, wasn't it, at the 24 Hours of Spa?
This one, yeah, in the overall placement.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy against the lightweight race cars, which you have in mind usually.
Absolutely crazy.
And you're like in full comfort.
And yeah, to be honest, when you've driven in a modern race car, it certainly wasn't like this.
They pretty much proved instantly that they can build very, very good engines.
Epic. Well, let's figure out what's going on.
All right, and get you seated, man, and get you on the track.
Do I go out with band? Is that the plan? Am I going out with band?
You can go out with whatever you choose to. You can go out with me, you can go out alone, or with your wife, or with Bernd.
Do you want to come? Shall we hop in?
We can hop in if you want to.
That sounds like a good idea to me. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Right, let's figure this out and let's jump in this and go out for a drive. You basically have to fall into this thing.
To be honest, it's built more for your size than my size.
Yeah, you're a little
tall,
and the seats don't go very far back.
Yeah, but let's do one lap and see how it goes, and then we can switch over.
How are we belting?
I think
Kind
for
of
one lap,
difficult.
you could, but Let's just say we're on a close track, which we are.
We are on a close track, and it's slow pace because
It's slow
obviously
pace,
we're
yeah.
on the ice.
High speed is restricted to 30 km/h because it's a concours.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see how it starts. It's cold to be like
really cold.
really cold, like ice cold. Just
Funny
joking. Okay, let's give it a try.
Yes. That
That's
sounds
the
good.
light, and that's all the lights. And then it's
Wow.
a 5-speed manual. The only thing it's like racing transmission, as I told
Yeah,
you. So
dog
that's
leg.
reverse.
Yeah.
So you start at the bottom
Yeah.
left.
Hey, I've just bought a classic. I'm learning this stuff.
All right, nice. Those are the electric heaters,
Yeah.
like just electric. So that's the only thing they took out. Like the race car didn't have a
Yeah.
heater, and they retrofitted that we don't have a fogged up windscreen, basically.
Yes, that would be a problem right now. Well, this is cool. The rotor Zao. Oh yeah. Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
No, we need to. We need to make a good impression.
Okay. Hold back.
There's the mechanic.
Hold back. Hold back. Don't do anything silly.
I don't.
Don't do
won't.
anything I
I
wouldn't
won't.
do.
I won't. Like I'm your role model. Like I need to
Yeah.
behave right now.
Whatever you do, I will copy. So yes, you must get it right.
It's a pleasure filming with you. Like all the.
We're on the ice. Here we go. The rotor Zao. This is so cool. Even if it might not be the one that raced, it's still cool because it's
It's
based
so cool.
on the original.
I think roughly 10 years ago, IMG decided that that's too good of a car to not bring back, so
For
they
sure.
built like 2 replicas.
Yeah. I think there is a replica with a 6.8 somewhere.
Privately owned.
Ah,
But
okay.
the 2 company owned have
Yeah.
like the 6.3 standard engine, so guys like you don't instantly blow it to bits.
Yeah, because this
And
is, so this is 250 horsepower.
250 horsepower, 6.3 liter V8.
Yeah.
This one has like the 5-speed manual, and
Yeah.
the other one has a 3-speed automatic.
And the original would have had about 4.
Yeah, 6.8
420.
liter, 430-ish horsepower. And that's like the corner, like the far off corner. So
Yeah.
here nobody hears you.
Yeah.
I haven't done that. It's not on
No.
video.
Nothing at all.
Here's the windscreen wipers, just like a push
Yeah.
button, and then a push when you're done.
Okay, this is where I'm gonna gracefully fall in, bash off my feet. Oh goodness.
This is where I'm not so gracefully
no, you can
entering
do
the
it. You can
vehicle
do it.
again.
I actually need the seat to touch forwards. Okay, right. Whew,
So
I guess it's easy. First gear.
it's easy, as I told you.
Right, go.
Yeah, first gear,
I'm
left
actually
down.
gonna go forwards. There we go. Right, first gear.
First gear. Off you go, mate.
Here
Oh
we
yes. I think you're actually the first guy to drive this car in quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You prepped it basically for this
I
event.
prepped it especially for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay.
Like, let's say the traction is not the greatest on ice, but
We don't have modern traction control. On the way here, my
nothing.
AMG GT Black Series was blowing up traction control on every single corner because it has snow tires and it's greasy out there. But
that's why we didn't even bother to fit one in here. So
yeah,
so,
just go. Just see what happens.
no, it's great fun. And like, yeah, the ref counter is where the clock usually would be in the
Yeah.
standard model, so right
Okay.
in front of you.
This is ridiculously cool. I love just looking out. Over
Yeah.
It feels so majestic. Yet it's a race car.
It's a race car, just a really big and heavy one. Let's just say the term lightweight wasn't really a thing.
No.
As a-
When you look at, I mean, if we go back a 10-year period, right? Materials and lightweight
Yeah.
become so big. Now it's more about safety and technology.
Carbon
so-
fiber, make it
Yeah.
as light as possible, as efficient as possible. Back then, kind of, I know it's a hard thing to say these days, but it's like, okay, it's heavy, let's just build a bigger engine, basically.
Yeah.
I think fuel consumption was still an issue back in the race, but they made it work.
Throw power at the problem.
Yeah, power through the problem.
Yeah, nothing else. Well, it was something Enzo Ferrari once said, wasn't it? Like the famous kind of put in a bigger engine.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a quote from Ferrari, right.
Yeah, make it bigger, make it more powerful, and you're good to go.
I mean, you really can't drive a rear-wheel drive car on snow and not do it.
Everything is in slow motion.
So-
What?
Oh, security guy. Oh, okay. Weird. This was an accident. It won't happen again. Trust me.
It's so slow motion.
It's so like you can time it and like, oh yes. That's like I'm having a genuine good time. I'm not gonna.
Perfect.
Perfect.
This is incredible. This is so much fun.
That was a proper good one. Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I think we probably need to head back in now.
Yeah. How much minutes of us two laughing and of drifting can people really take?
I hope everyone's okay with it. I'm
sorry.
certainly okay with it because
Me too.
I'm just absolutely smiling right now. This has been so cool. This has been so cool. It's like,
My inner 3-year-old is really happy right
yeah,
now.
slow motion, but just so much fun. So we navigate our way back out of here.
Around Övenge.
We are good.
We are good.
That was awesome.
Glad
Thank
you liked it. Pleasure.
That was so much fun. What a cool drive.
Always a good time. Can't complain.
Yeah. So park brake back on. That
Parking brake
is
on, key
that
off.
way.
Oh, you can also listen to the glorious noise of a non-existent process.
I like. Key off.
Key off.
Yeah.
You can turn the lights on if off.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
want.
that's
just
this
to the
one.
left and that's good.
Oh, back into the snow we go. Thank you.
No worries, mate.
This is a really cool lineup of the cars right now. To have the new cars along with their ancestors, without something like this, we wouldn't have the stuff like the GT Black Series today. This really put AMG back on the map when they raced with the Rotor Zau, and to have the modern replicas and to be able to get a little bit of an experience and feel for what that is like has been really quite special out here in the snow. Just a bizarre set of circumstances to drive around the course here in something like this. Something, oh, I've even left my phone here, that's quite funny actually. Something that still has all of that interior. The fact that they've raced with a rear seat in place, that's what's, I guess, quite funny to me, but throw in the cage into the S-Class, head to the 24 Hours of Spa, and go and put in a stonking good result against all of the odds, just out of the blue. In this, the Red Pig, because it's so big and heavy and painted bright red. Rolling out again. That sounds and looks very cool on the snow. I love it. I also love this mix of S-Classes, old and new. Of course, this thing is the height of luxury. Wonderful cars, and obviously the SLs around as well, very much about the lifestyle of this event, everything going on, being set up actually at the moment, and that heading out again onto the lake here. I would love to be able to get my car. Imagine taking my car for a lap. Maybe I need to figure a way to make that happen. I'm not sure, I don't think it's allowed. It would be very cool though, I'd absolutely love it. Well, as things go, we're heading back out for another little run. I have managed to get the keys back, and we can go for some shots, which is quite fun. So we'll squeeze out through here and see how this goes. And are we allowed to head straight out? I think so. We can literally go straight out, which is perfect. This is so ridiculous to drive this thing here and just to slide around a little bit, because a lake gives you so much more of a feel for what a car, like just how the dynamics and behavior of it all works. Just play with it, get a slide going. Okay, this is just crazy. Sliding the Rotor Zau. Oh, this is so cool. You just feel so connected to it as well. I love it. We have just caught the shuttle, the S-Class, to come back to the GT Black Series to head over with this to go and do a little bit of a photo shoot. This is kind of cold, but it does the job nicely. So let's get ready. 3 degrees Celsius, very chilly. This is pretty cool. We are driving out onto the frozen lake through the slush and mud around here, but that's okay. I'm gonna have to watch the front splitter so badly here. I actually think I need to do it a little bit more to the right than where I am now because it's a bit low there. It's quite funny. Where can we go down? At the end of the day, if I scrape the splitter slightly in the slush, it's okay. We will survive. The car will become one very expensive snowplow. But this is why you have winter tires. We are okay. Right, we can head through to where the production team are over there. This is quite absurd. Actually impressed by how much grip we do have. I mean, winter tires should obviously do quite well, but they actually do really well. Like, this is completely fine. How epic is this? My GT Black Series with the Rotozao on the lake here in St. Moritz, the ancestor to this. If it wasn't for the original of those, we wouldn't have this now. AMG in motorsport, Formula One, World Endurance Championship, the GT3 cars, GTE cars, everything that they've done, but so different when you think of the S-Class of its day to the, well, effectively purpose-built track monster that we have here, starting its life as the GT, then the GTR, and then the GT Black Series. What a lineage. What an amazing story and history and everything really that's gone between these two as the Rotozao gets ready to head back out again. Sun is setting quickly, as you can tell. It's getting a bit dark here on the lake, but nonetheless just mega to see these together. This is really, really cool. I'm just appreciating the moment, taking it in really. There's definitely a plane overhead at the moment. Ooh, it's cold, but it's worth it. We're gonna go for a quick little loop in my car. While we're here, it's the end of the day. Obviously, I need to make sure we're in the right settings and speed limits still apply. Oh, this thing just slides so beautifully. Slow speed, that is some very sideways snow right now as well. Oh, that's funny. This is actually the perfect place to show you when you press and hold the traction control button, it then goes on to the 9-stage AMG traction control. And this is the perfect place to test the differences. If I turn it that way, for example, okay, second gear, give it a little stab, it lights up. Look at this, look at the light. When I do it again, watch what happens. Instantly intervening and stopping everything. Whereas if I go the other way and turn it pretty much all that way, it will still light up, but it will at least let you slide around a bit. This is amazing to directly see it. Wow! This car is awesome! I mean, we know that. We know that well. I am absolutely blown away by it. It's one thing driving on the road, but this is obviously a completely different feeling. And the perfect place to test this. Of course, it's a concourse event for the main show, but throw it in, stab the throttle, get some angle. That was so cool. What a slide. Successful little adventure. Oh, that was utterly brilliant. Utterly brilliant. Because AMG GT Black Series, the fans run like absolute madness. There's actually a reason for this. Because they took the GT3 radiators and repositioned them, as opposed to pivoting forwards, they pivot back. It means that at idle, when you're not moving anywhere, with no airflow coming through, they need to run more aggressively to get the same cooling effect. I've explained that before. But anyway, quick update in case you're wondering why they run like this. This has been a really cool day. Of course, we have driven all the way from the United Kingdom to here in Switzerland via Motorworld to start off today with the GTRS at Motorworld, to come here, to go out and drive the Rotozao, to take my car out as well at the ice. What more could I possibly ask for? This has been really cool, so thank you very much for coming along, for the experience with me. Bit of learning as we go, spontaneous, sporadic, but it's great to be here. It's absolutely brilliant to be here. Anyway, night is falling, we best get off the ice. Thank you very much for watching. That's it for this time, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.